On the last video, we took a look at 5 different iPhones on 3 different conditions, satisfactory, very good and excellent. And if you haven't watched that video, the link will be down below. But today we are going to focus on the image quality of each of these phones and try to find out if there's any real difference that we can notice or not. Let's go for it. And if you are watching this video on your Windows 10 or 11 computer and you still haven't activated and can't even edit your desktop icons, don't forget to check out cdksales.com, where we can find budget official OEM keys at an affordable price, and with the coupon code that you can see on screen and down below on the video description, it will get even. This is the front face camera from the iPhone 14 Pro acquired on Swappy, and one of the main factors when deciding a phone is the image quality for pictures and videos that we can get out of these devices and the price that we pay. Now we are going to compare today the iPhone 14 Pro, 15 Pro and 16 Pro to see if it's worth it or not to pay the full price for the iPhone 16 Pro like I did, or if the best deal is to acquire a 14 Pro, which is more or less half of the price that I paid for the 16 Pro, or even going to another level, which is the 15 Pro. Now that being said, in terms of image quality, this is what we are getting in terms of HDR and also in terms of stabilization. I'm curious to see the differences. I'm using a selfie stick right over here, so there is a bit of shakiness that I can see on screen right over there. iPhone 15 Pro front face camera, and I believe that with the 14 I started like this. So what do we have here in terms of image quality? Do you immediately notice something, or do you have to put your eyes on the screen to see if there's any difference in terms of stabilization, in terms of HDR, in terms of the lights that we are having here on the shot? And let me know down below in the comment section. One thing that it's not wrong is Ferragudo at the back. It's just impossible to get this shot wrong. It's just impossible, even if it was a phone with a less good camera. iPhone 16 Pro front face camera, and let's compare it with the other two. Now what about this shot, which is my favorite shot, but what about against lights and of course facing the lights? Really harsh on my face, but I believe that it's doing a great job. On my brain, everything says that the 16 Pro has to be superior to the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro superior than the 14 Pro. But honestly, when I look at the screen, at least, I'm not really sure about the final product. I don't really see, at least here on the screen, a difference between this shot and the shots that we have been taking. I don't know. iPhone 14 Pro on the ultra wide camera, and although I love this camera on any iPhone 14, 15, 16, the only thing that I don't like is that I don't have a screen to see if I'm in shot or not. Probably not well framed, but that's a discussion for another day. But today, the most important is not discussing if I'm well on the thirds of the camera or not, but the image quality. Ultra wide lens on the iPhone 15 Pro. Comparing with the 14 and 16, is it too much difference or not really? Now I'm gonna do more or less the same steps that I did with the 14 Pro and that I will do with the 16 Pro, so that we have the same kinds of image, the same kinds of lighting conditions, the same kinds of movements. Should I save more money and get the 14 Pro, although it still has the lightning connection? Ultra wide on the iPhone 16 Pro. What are we achieving? Do we have any differences, or is everything the same as with the 14 and 15 Pro? Honestly, I'm really curious, because this is the first time that I'm doing this test. As you guys know, I did jump from the iPhone 11 Pro to the 16, so 4 years without updating, which I do believe that it's a fair, reasonable time for a normal person. And now it's getting a bit harder. We are with the main camera, which is the one that we have more quality, as you know, but I don't know if I'm in frame, and as we are closer, it's difficult for me. Now, I believe that my face is somewhere on your screen. Hopefully it's not too close, and if it is, I apologize right now, but the main point is to do what we are doing, which is to see the differences between the 14 Pro, 15 Pro and 16 Pro. Main camera on the iPhone 15 Pro, which is that really ungrateful angle when we are shooting ourselves in selfie mode, but I don't see myself. So it's really, really hard. But while I'm talking, you might be able to see the differences or no differences between the 14 Pro and the upcoming 16 Pro, if it's worth it or not, once again, to upgrade, spend more money to get a better image quality or the same image quality. As long as I'm doing an educated purchase, everything is great. Doesn't matter what everyone else thinks, doesn't matter what everyone else says. The only thing that matters is the image quality that I get, the equipment that I get, what I'm doing with that equipment, if this image on the 15 Pro is good or not, if the 14 Pro is the best choice, or if I really want the 16 Pro, and go for it. And now with the main camera on the iPhone 16 Pro. And this is almost the last test so that we can find out if this is the phone that you really need to spend 1,200 and something euros, dollars, or wherever currency you work, or if you will be fine with the 15 Pro or 14 Pro. Really nice music right over there. Hopefully I will not get a copyright issue problem with the sound. But do we really see differences or not? Let me know. And now let's change between the different lenses. Here we are with the ultra wide, just so that we can see where I am. And right now let's go to the main lens, now 2x, and let's go to the 3x so that we can compare the image quality that we will get depending on the zoom that we are doing. 2x once again, 1x, and ultra wide lens. On the main camera, iPhone 15, and let's go for the ultra wide so that we can compare and localize myself more or less. Let's go to the main camera once again, now 2x and 3x, and let's go to ultra wide. Let's go back to 3x, and let's go to x, and let's finish up on the main camera, 1x. And now with the main camera, let's put at 0.5 ultra wide with the church bells singing and a music on the background which they are starting a party. Let's go to the main camera, and now 2x, and let's jump to 5x. So this is what we get in terms of image quality on the telezoom lens. Now let's go to 2, let's go to 5 again, and let's go back to ultra wide. So this is the jump that we will get from one to another, and let's do it again. Let's go to 1, let's go to 2, let's go to 5, let's go back to 1, and that is it. At this moment of the recording, I still haven't exported the files to my computer to edit, so you will be checking those images before I do. And that's probably good, because there will be no chance that I will influentiate you to go to the 16 or 15 or 14. Although on my mind, like I said while I was recording, it makes sense that we think that the 16 Pro is better than the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro better than the 14 Pro. But in reality, is it like that, or it's something completely different? Will we be able to notice the difference, especially on social networks, which is where we usually share our content? If it's not shared on social networks, then probably we will be sharing on WhatsApp or Messenger or things like that, which will compress the videos. And using an iPhone 14 Pro and a 16 Pro, I will not notice the difference, or will I would love to hear your comments down below, and while that happens, I will be watching the video as well, and probably I will agree with you, probably I will not agree with you, it depends, but feel free to leave them down below. Now, if the video was helpful in some way, don't forget the usual thumbs up right over there, which is really appreciated on this side of the screen. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.